Mitch McConnell, seen here authorizing the vet to put his kid's dog to sleep, said this week that he's open to the discussion on gun control laws, but what he's not attracted to is something that doesn't work. And you'll know if he's attracted to something because his neck pouch will inflate.
A school in Virginia is returning a wallet to a woman 70 years after she lost it in the school gym. Well, how do you like that? Said a black man still in jail for stealing it. This week, Starbucks celebrated its 50th anniversary. Also celebrating its 50th anniversary, the turkey bacon sandwich in the display case.
15 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine have been delayed following an ingredient mix-up at the factory. But the good news is now your shampoo might cure COVID. Sesame Street has introduced 2 new black Muppets to help explain racial difference to children, which begs the question, are these Muppets white? Pfizer also said that its COVID vaccine is safe and effective for teens aged 12 to 15. Well, that's a relief, said Matt Gaetz.
The U.S. men's soccer team failed to qualify for the Olympics for the 3rd time in a row. But fellas, keep your heads up and remember that win or lose, you will always get paid more than the women's team. A Goldman Sachs executive has bought Jeffrey Epstein's former Upper East Side mansion for more than $50 million. Man, if those walls could talk, I bet they'd commit suicide before they got the chance to talk.
But at least Gaetz is taking the allegations seriously. That's why yesterday he spoke at the Women for America First Summit, which is a nice change to see women pay for an hour with Matt Gaetz. My favorite moment was when Gaetz pointed out how much support he's getting from other politicians.
This past week has been full of encouragement. From President Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Jim Jordan.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Pepsi announced a new Peeps-flavored soda for Easter. It's perfect for Easter because it will make your digestive system say, Jesus Christ.
Miller Lite is now selling bar-scented candles, including one called Dive Bar. For a preview of the smell, miss the toilet for a week. Former President Donald Trump also released a statement urging his followers to boycott Coca-Cola, which is surprising because I would have guessed Don Jr. would have the problem with Coke.
Matt Gaetz for a minute. Here's the craziest part of this story to me. A sitting congressman is being accused of child trafficking, and the QAnon people are suddenly like, nah, I need more evidence. That was your whole thing. I mean, come on, think about it. Matt Gaetz' girlfriend, she was allegedly 17. The 17th letter is Q. It all adds up. What are you waiting for? The storm is finally here, and QAnon is like, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. President Biden announced executive actions to curb gun violence, including new regulations against gun kits that you can buy online and assemble at home. Remember how frustrated and angry you get assembling a dresser? Now imagine at the end of that, you had a gun. Also, I gotta say, it's weird seeing a guy who's basically doing a Clint Eastwood impression be pro-gun control. I mean, look at him. You could put him into Gran Torino and no one would know the difference. Delta Airlines, which is based in Atlanta, publicly criticized Georgia's new restrictive voting laws. And you know you messed up when Delta is like, hey, you got to treat people with respect.
The CDC is facing criticism for its mixed messaging regarding the coronavirus. And you know what? I have to agree with this because all year the CDC has been texting me saying that I was eligible for the vaccine, but every time I clicked the link, it was just a picture of this guy.
California Governor Gavin Newsom, who asks his barber for the American Psycho. He has announced a complete reopening plan that critics are saying is just a distraction from the governor's many scandals. It's a move that has other governors asking, did it work? Dick's Sporting Goods is opening a new experiential store with a rock climbing wall, sports fields, and an indoor wellness space. Unfortunately, they're calling it Hands-on Dick's.
Taylor Swift has released an album of re-recorded versions of her album Fearless, which she first made when she was 18. Wow, that's impressive, because if I released an album of things I wrote when I was 18, I would be fired immediately. Tyler Perry is developing a new TV series that explores the origin of his character Medea, weirdly as part of his new superhero franchise, The Avengers.
The house where Lizzie Borden murdered her parents has been sold for $2 million and will be turned into a bed and breakfast. Though a bed and breakfast where a murder happened is pretty much just a day's in. The CDC is warning about a salmonella outbreak that's linked to bird feeders. Yet another piece of bad news for people who eat out of bird feeders.
Singer will.i.am announced that he is developing a new face mask that will come with an air filter, Bluetooth, and noise-canceling earbuds. Or, hear me out, just get the vaccine, man. I like will.i.am, but if you don't make another hit soon, you're going to be Will I Was.
The publishers of the Captain Underpants books have canceled a spin-off of the popular series, saying it promoted, quote, passive racism, which is not what I expected a guy called Captain Underpants to get canceled for.
Starbucks has launched a new eco-friendly program called Borrow a Cup, in which customers return their cup after finishing their drink so the store can use it again. And Dunkin' Donuts plans to compete with this promotion by not doing that. Texas police arrested a woman who broke into a man's house, stripped naked, and slept in one of his beds. The man called the police when he realized the woman was not attractive. According to a new report, people in Long Island spend more money on OnlyFans than some entire Eastern European nations because Eastern Europeans are too busy working on OnlyFans.
The Golden Globe nominations were announced, with the most nominations going to the movie One Battle After Another, and the very exciting, and the least nominations going to Michael Che's Hold Up, Medea Got a Daughter?
A video has gone viral of a runaway horse in New York City galloping down a highway near JFK Airport. And good news, he made his flight. I thought you'd like that more. A photo has gone viral of a group of 8 students from San Jose forming a human swastika while laying on their high school's football field. Even crazier, it was a result of a skydiving accident. I knew you wouldn't like that one.
Police in Florida arrested 2 men and a woman, good luck guessing which is which, after they were discovered having drunken sex in a Winn-Dixie parking lot. The trio was immediately transported to a Waffle House parking lot.
A new bill has been proposed in Congress that would require fathers to pay 50% of medical expenses for a woman's pregnancy and delivery. Fine, but then I'm out.
Pantone announced that their color of the year is Cloud Dancer, which they call a billowy, balanced white imbued with a feeling of serenity, a description they stole from my old Bumble profile. I don't know if you guys were following the news today, but a space rocket that was spinning out of control just minutes ago crashed into the ocean. And for once, we know it's not Elon's fault. A lot of people have been wondering, why is he hosting our show? And now we know it's because he needed an alibi.
Jeff Bezos' rocket company, Blue Origin, is auctioning off 1 seat on the first flight of its passenger rocket. Wow. Why are all these rich white people trying to go to space? Look, if there's any Martians watching this, when you see a bunch of foreign ships pull up on your land, take it from a black dude, don't get on them. Unless you want to be a Martian with the last name Washington. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who played the short bully in A Christmas Story, signed new restrictive voting laws that limits the locations of drop boxes and new requirements for voting by mail. Wow, since when does Florida care so much about the law? You know, last time I was in Florida, I saw a lady lighting fireworks with a crack pipe. Worst gender reveal ever.
Experts say that one of the biggest obstacles to herd immunity is that many white evangelical Christians are refusing the vaccine. And look, evangelical Christians, I know you guys want to get into heaven, but it's not a race. A new report also shows that CVS is responsible for half of all unused vaccine shots in the nation. CVS is also responsible for half of the nation's room temperature White Claw. I guess that we shouldn't have expected top-notch inventory management from the store that's still trying to unload Halloween candy in March. President Trump addressed the nation about the war with Iran and threatened to, quote, bring them back to the Stone Age where they belong. And in the spirit of Easter, let me just say, Jesus Christ. President Trump's speech on the war in Iran interrupted the finale of The Masked Singer. And it's really too bad because Trump would have found out that Cat Witch was revealed to be the new Ayatollah.
In his speech, President Trump referred to the war in Iran as a little journey because little journeys are all anyone can afford to take now. President Trump said in his speech that the Strait of Hormuz would open up naturally, but if it doesn't, the Marines will deploy a little bit of spit.
This week, Attorney General Pam Bondi was asked to redact herself from her job. President Trump reportedly fired Bondi over her handling of the Epstein files because the only person Trump has ever trusted to handle the Epstein situation is a prison guard with the cameras off. I kind of understand. I mean, if I was Trump, I'd be mad, too, if someone took a Sharpie and drew all over my favorite memories.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, seen here demoting a black general, said this week that an airman told him the only thing they need in Iran is bigger bombs. Got you covered. How about Kristi Noem's husband?
JD Vance is releasing a book about his conversion to Catholicism. The Catholic Church is calling it somehow the worst publicity we've ever had.
After reaching orbit, Artemis 2 astronaut Victor Glover sent a message back to Earth saying, "Trust us, you look amazing. You look beautiful." Yeah, leave it to the black astronaut to catcall the entire planet.
According to reports, Iranian hackers are launching sophisticated cyber attacks on hospitals and healthcare organizations. But the joke's on them because our healthcare system is so busted that nobody noticed.
President Trump posted plans for his presidential library in Miami, which would be a massive golden skyscraper with a golden escalator and a golden statue of Trump, as predicted in the book of Revelations. President Trump attended the opening night of Chicago at the Kennedy Center, and I think that's cool that the president is going to the theater. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
A top FEMA official revealed in an interview that he once mysteriously teleported to a Waffle House 50 miles away, which is a phenomenon better known as drunk driving. Candy maker Reese's announced that after complaints from its founder's grandson, it will return to using chocolate instead of a chocolate compound coating. Not to be outdone, the grandson of the Peeps founder wants to go back to real skin.
New Jersey officials are warning residents to secure garbage cans as black bears come out of hibernation looking for food. Ah, New Jersey. No one steals our precious garbage.
Tiger Woods was arrested for a DUI after a rollover crash in Florida. Tiger said he was disappointed in himself because he just missed the green.
The women's college basketball title game will be held tomorrow between UCLA and South Carolina. And no matter who wins, I hope that every one of those amazing athletes find a good husband. When's the show? Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. We're good. Pizza Hut in Canada is celebrating the start of baseball season with a new hot dog stuffed crust pizza. Hey, Canada, our culture is not your costume.
Sugar, the first dog inducted into the Surfers Hall of Fame, has died at the age of 16. Sugar was known for her famous catchphrase, "Ooh!" She didn't like surfing.
Today, in case you didn't know, is National Love Our Children Day, which is traditionally celebrated 500 yards away from school property.
I am a fool.
Archaeologists have discovered 12,000-year-old dice that they believe Native Americans used for gambling. The dig was funded by the Institute of Harmful Stereotypes.
Scientists in Spain are saying that they have discovered the male G-spot. It's in here. Isn't that beautiful? This week, New York City lifted many of its restrictions, with restaurants and salons able to return to 100% capacity. While New York State, yeah, that's great. New York State nursing homes will remain at 900%. New York City gyms will also return to full capacity, though they still recommend social distancing from that old guy powdering his balls.
It was announced that North Korea has banned its citizens from having mullets or wearing skinny jeans, in yet another attempt to cancel Morgan Wallen.
The White House announced that several dating apps, including Tinder, OkCupid, and Hinge, are launching a new feature that will let people show their vaccination status. But you can't believe everything you see on a dating app. I mean, my Tinder profile says I'm a white architect named Craig. A former personal assistant to Marilyn Manson has filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual exploitation and psychological abuse. Wow. It's always the guys you most expect.
Startup airline Boom Supersonic is hoping to eventually fly passengers anywhere in the world in 4 hours or less for just $100. So get ready to fly fast and cheap on the only airline named after the sound of an explosion. Mattel is releasing a Helen Keller Barbie doll. Just remember not to let her drive the Barbie Corvette.
A conductor of a bullet train is facing disciplinary action after he left the controls to use the bathroom while the train was traveling at nearly 100 miles an hour. But brother, that chili was traveling at that same speed. That's fine.
An obese monkey in Thailand named Godzilla has been sent to a special facility to lose weight. Officials realized the monkey was overweight when a bunch of black guys kept hitting on it.
That's pretty racist, Colin. Las Vegas is opening a pop-up vaccine site in a strip club. And don't worry, the strippers say the vaccine is a lot like Michael Che. Very quick, and you can barely feel it go in.
Warner Brothers is producing a new movie in which Superman is black. And a black Superman actually makes a lot of sense when you remember that Superman was abandoned by his parents as a baby. Well, I knew you'd like that one, so here's another one.
Down on Black Superman. San Diego police are being investigated after video surfaced of them using excessive force on a homeless black man accused of urinating in public. But I say great work keeping our streets clean, boys. Yes, sir. Anything the police do is all right with old Mikey Che. I know I'm probably the only black man brave enough to say this on live TV, but blue lives matter even more. Oh,
It's really nice of you.
okay. Whoa.
This week, construction began on a new hip-hop museum in the Bronx. And I know that we've had a lot of fun with me reading racist jokes that Michael writes for me, but because our country is already divided enough, I'd like to use my platform to say something that everyone of all races can agree on. Woody Allen is innocent. He did nothing wrong. And before I go, I just thought of another punchline for that Black Superman story. Black Superman will be referred to as the Man of Steel, spelled S-T-E-A-L.
All right, maybe I just don't understand politics well, because when they said Trump is getting impeached, I immediately thought, great, Trump's fired, let's get drunk. But they're like, no, he's just being impeached, but he ain't exactly impeached yet. It's still gonna take another year or so, and I'm like, well, damn, that sucks, let's get drunk. I mean, president's only a 4-year job, but it feels like it's taking him 5 years to just fire his ass. It's frustrating. You know, I bet somebody explained how long impeachment takes to John Wilkes Booth, and he was like, okay, well, where's he at right now? Disney announced that its theme parks will start selling vegan food options. Finally, something at Disney where there won't be a line. A flight in China was delayed after a passenger opened an emergency exit door because she wanted a breath of fresh air, which was clearly a lie because we all know China doesn't have fresh air.
The New York Metropolitan Opera announced that singer Placido Domingo has stepped down after accusations of sexual misconduct. He will be replaced by his far less sexually aggressive understudy, Flacido Domingo. The National Toy Hall of Fame has announced their 12 finalists for this year's class, including Care Bears, Jenga, My Little Pony, and long shot nominee, Matches.
A woman in Louisiana who became trapped under a camel freed herself by biting the animal's testicles. The idea came to her after she wasted 4 hours licking them. A civil rights group has added 36 new symbols to its database of symbols used by white supremacists, including the OK hand gesture, a moon wearing sunglasses, and of course this photo.
E-cigarette maker Juul's CEO has stepped down amid new concerns over the safety of vaping. Though keep in mind, the CEO of Juul is just a can of Four Loko with a sex addiction. A new airport has opened in China that has the world's largest terminal and can handle 72 million passengers a year. Not to be outdone, officials at Newark just slid a coaster under a corner to keep the airport from wobbling. Before we get up, Twitter removed an anti-Joe Biden Nickelback meme that was posted by the president.
See, he's strong.
Which is a sentence that if you had said it at any other time in history would have meant that you were in the middle of a stroke. I also want to point out that Nickelback is Canadian, so Trump was still technically using foreigners to go after Joe Biden. In the third quarter of this year, Bernie Sanders raised $25 million, and then he did what any 78-year-old would do after winning $28 million. He had a heart attack.
A number of companies have started offering plant-based dog food options, perfect for anyone who wants to pick up liquid dookie with a plastic bag.
Lawyers for R. Kelly, who's being held without bail, are complaining that the singer is only allowed to visit with one of his girlfriends at a time. Worse, visiting hours conflict with the schedule of their middle school. A new study suggests that fathers-to-be should stop drinking alcohol 6 months before trying to conceive a child. The study's goal was to end Ireland.
A Manhattan attorney has filed a $100,000 lawsuit against a batting cage company after a faulty machine fired a 75-mile-per-hour fastball into his left testicle. So I guess, ball one.
A new study finds that cats actually bond with people like dogs do, but they're too aloof to show it, which is why I named my cat Dad. A man who drove his car to a music festival still cannot remember where he parked his car a week after the show. Well, we hope you make it back soon, Pete.
Residents on Staten Island are upset with the local man who keeps a pet horse in his yard, saying the animal smells and attracts flies. But you know what else smells and attracts flies? Staten Island. Two people in Michigan accessed a computer billboard along a highway and changed the display to show a pornographic movie. As a result, police say there were a record number of carjackings.
Today, the United States held peace negotiations with Iran, but then just an hour ago, President Trump posted, if Iran doesn't agree to peace, the greatest military of all time, ours, will F Iran right up their Strait of Hormuz. Assalamu alaikum, you crazy bastards. Now, I completely made that up. But isn't it kind of disturbing that you all totally believe that he had posted that? President Trump did genuinely issue a post threatening to destroy Iran's entire civilization and then ended with the phrase, praise be to Allah. And I know that almost makes Trump sound like he is a radical terrorist, but remember, Trump has already been to a paradise with 72 virgins.
There is growing confusion over whether Israel being allowed to continue bombing Lebanon was part of the ceasefire with Iran. Ultimately, that decision comes down to the man controlling our military, Benjamin Netanyahu. Earlier tonight, JD Vance announced that the U.S. and Iran have ended negotiations without a deal after talking for 21 hours straight. And guys, I think they're done for real, based on how his mascara's running.
Before the talks fell apart, President Trump warned Iran about making any more demands, saying the Iranians don't seem to realize they have no cards. They're literally holding us straight. JD Vance was asked about Iran's right to enrich uranium, and he made kind of a weird analogy. Watch.
My wife has the right to skydive, but she doesn't jump out of an airplane because she and I have an agreement that she's not going to do that because I don't want my wife jumping out of an airplane.
What the hell are you talking about? The only thing that makes sense in that entire analogy is that we can all understand J.D. Vance's wife having the urge to jump.
First Lady Melania Trump made a rare public statement to deny reports that Jeffrey Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump because they actually met when Trump cracked open her shipping container. On Friday, the Artemis II astronauts returned safely from their 10-day trip around the Hollywood soundstage.
During the mission, the crew of Artemis II sent back pictures of the rarely seen dark side of the moon, revealing that the moon has a rat tail.
He wanted more out of that. The Justice Department has formed a task force intended to eradicate anti-Christian bias, which hopefully works better than the church's strategy of molesting it out of you.
California police have arrested a man who allegedly threw a Molotov cocktail at the home of ChatGPT founder Sam Altman after ChatGPT told him, "That's a great idea."